Greetings, Peacekeepers, and welcome to the post-mortem for Season 3. That's right, we have finally dragged the War of Pacification to an end, a gloriously fought end, in which we managed to completely hunt down and destroy every last bit of the Gorn Confederation. They kind of went out a little bit with a whimper, if I'm 100% honest about things. I mean, they weren't able to completely, fight us off, and towards the end we were hunting down the last vestiges of whatever they had, so it was battles against frigates and a lot of wildfire cartels and that sort of thing, and not so much the glorious big gun battleship battles that you might expect from a huge climactic finish. But then again, that's not super common. I mean, normally the very last missions, it's just mopping up, and it's not just huge confrontations, which is one of the reasons why we get to do this, the post-mortem videos, where we talk about what we're going to do next, where we've come from, where we're going, and we also get to experiment a little bit with the ships that we don't normally get to see. So, I think things went great. No other way that I can describe that. I think we did a fantastic job all around. Everybody, we learned how to play a brand new race that we're not really ever used to playing. We kicked a ton of butt. We learned to have a new weapon that has become our absolute favorite new weapon. The PPD is just amazing, and I love every bit of it. And the ISC proved to be a heck of a lot more fun than I thought they'd be. I thought they would be kind of like slow Gorn, sort of ish, if you kind of understand what I'm saying, because the Gorn are already slow. Now, I thought they would play out pretty much just, they would be a slow faction, that plasma boats would be charging up, and it wouldn't be super fun, it would just be kind of a bit of a slog. But it did not end up being that way at all. It ended up being a hard-hitting, fast-running romp, with a lot of ups and downs. Mostly ups, though. Definitely had mostly ups. We kicked some serious major butt, and I'm super happy about that. But the question, of course, is, as always, where are we going to go from here? What's the next step? Where's the next plan? How are we going to fight the next battle? And the next war is going to be the Lyran or the MARAC. We still haven't come to a full decision on that. We're still sort of in the planning stages on that. Still getting in some feedback. A few of you have definitely messaged me and come out strongly in favor of the faction that you want to see, and I definitely appreciate that. Always nice to see the community get involved, because, well, a third of the reason why I do this is the community. See, 1/3 is it keeps me from cheating. 1/3 is that it is just a lot of fun to play this game anyway, so why not drag everybody along the line? But there's definitely a third that, hey, I like sharing this game and experience with people who also enjoy Star Trek, and definitely who may have never experienced this game before. You get to see sort of what the pinnacle of Star Trek gaming was before, it became less great. Which isn't to say that games like Starfleet Battles, or not Starfleet Battles, but Starfleet Trek Online aren't great games. I know people who play that game and absolutely adore every single second of it. I'm not one of them. But, yeah, you can't deny that there's been sort of a resurgence of Star Trek games with decent games out there. But this was the pinnacle. This was the best. When Star Trek games were undeniably amazing, and you had to just sort of stop and take notice and go, wow, that's a fantastic game. But I digress. Anyway, so like I said, we're going to be doing a Lyran or a MARAC campaign next. They are the cat people. Yes. The MARAC, you may also known as the Kzinti or the Zinti, depending on whose pronunciation you'd like to grab from. And they're a very interesting race. The Lyran, very much related to them. In fact, in the lore, it was recently discovered that Lyran and the MARAC have a very, very close ancestor and may be descended from the same species that just got separated, and that caused them to go to war again, because they hate each other. So, next, we'll be doing Lyran or the MARAC. Haven't decided which. We're going to let those last-minute votes still get in. I'm not as far backed up on episodes as I normally try and keep myself, so what you're hearing now is pretty much exactly how things are going at the moment in terms of what we're going to do next. So if you want to get involved, just make sure that you leave a comment, send me a message, something, so that we know, so that we got people representing each side. It'll be great. So we'll be doing the MARAC or Lyrans, and then after the MARAC and the Lyrans, we'll come back over to this end of the galaxy, the plasma side of the galaxy, and we'll do either the Gorn or the Romulan. And then after that, we'll head back over, and whichever one we didn't pick, the MARAC or the Lyrans, we'll do that one, and then we'll come back over for the big series finale with with whichever one we didn't pick on this side of the galaxy, be it the Gorn or the Romulans. There's definitely some interesting campaign ideas that can come out in either case. So I am definitely looking forward to that, and I'm definitely looking forward to having y'all along for the ride as we move on for what will be the next epic campaign. And I do believe it will be an epic campaign. Everything about this series has been just wonderful, and it's always a lot of fun to have you all for the ride. And we managed to finish what we wanted to say at the same time we managed to destroy the enemy dreadnought. So, that's that, and that's it. I am definitely looking forward to starting Season 4. And as we all know, Season 4 is when things generally get really good or really bad. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you liked what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon. If you want to get involved and make sure that you have a say in which race we're doing next, the Lyran or the MARAC, leave a comment down below, and I will see you all in the next episode.